Welcome back to the EH100 orientation video for this course. When we left off, we were talking about the makeup policy. The short version is that there's a due date and an available until date, and the time in between, normally 48 hours, is a grace period. If you submit assignments during the grace period, I don't count it as late. And that's to give you some flexibility in case of emergencies, but I don't recommend waiting until the last minute to do assignments. So now I'm going to talk a little bit about inappropriate papers and assignments. Read the instructions carefully for each assignment. Instructions do change from one assignment to the next, and additional steps may be included. So papers and other assignments that I consider offensive or inappropriate in attitude or content can be returned with a grade of 0. Papers or assignments that include outside research, whether it's documented or not, if the assignment does not call for any outside research, may also receive a grade of 0 unless permission is obtained in advance. You will not need to do any research in this class, and so you do not need to be looking at something online. You do not be looking elsewhere for ideas. I just want to hear what you have to think, or what you think about the topic at hand. Papers or assignments that do not follow the prescribed assignment will also receive a grade of 0. I have failed more students for not following really simple instructions than for anything having to do with the quality of their work. So please follow the instructions. I don't like giving bad grades. It's easy to do. It just takes you a minute. If you don't understand something about the instructions, please contact me and I'll be happy to clarify it for you. It is possible maybe I made a mistake, or that having explained in a different way will help, and we will go from there in figuring out a solution. It's up to me to determine whether or not you're allowed to turn in a different paper or assignment, in other words, whether or not the grade can be replaced, and if it will be eligible for any or all points. So the academic honesty policy, this is a standard university policy that describes what is and isn't acceptable. The use of unauthorized materials or unauthorized existence during an exam, that doesn't apply here. Well, yes, it does. You can't get help on your quizzes online. So you can't have someone who's taken the class before help you know the answers. You can't copy information. That shouldn't be a problem online. Don't let someone else copy your work. Don't illegally obtain unauthorized knowledge for an exam or for a test or for a paper. Don't buy your papers. We have plagiarism software that can determine whether or not you do that. Please make sure it's your own work. And don't plagiarize. Don't copyright or present someone else's words as your own. Don't use anything online without contacting me first. It's really easy to accidentally plagiarize when you do that. This has been adapted from another one. So here's our tentative schedule. So this is very loose because I haven't gotten your diagnostic paragraphs yet, so I don't have like the reading and stuff up. But this first module, we're going to be going through the course overview and expectations. We're starting with the syllabus, COVID quizzes, and the diagnostic paragraph due this Friday. On Monday, you'll have the Getting to Know You discussion board response post, and the response is due by Wednesday. I recommend doing them at the same time if you can. That way you don't forget about it. On Wednesday, you'll have a quiz on the composition or basics of composition. And Friday, you'll have the first part of your composition connect due. Module 2, we're going to start talking about the descriptive paragraph. We're going to have a discussion board. You will have a quiz on descriptive paragraphs and any assigned PowerPoints or reading materials. And then that Friday, you'll have the descriptive paragraph due. Same basic idea with the narrative paragraph. You'll have a discussion board on Monday, a quiz on Wednesday, and the paragraph will be due on Friday. You will also have the second part, connect, to do then as well. Module 4 is the same pattern, but with the definition paragraph. You'll have a discussion board, a quiz, and a definition paragraph due. Module 5, apparently I put Module 4 twice. Module 5 is the compare-contrast paragraph, same pattern. You have a discussion board on Monday, quiz on Wednesday, and then on Friday you have the paragraph and the composition connect due for what is really module 6, the persuasive paragraph, discussion board on Monday, quiz on Wednesday, and then the persuasive paragraph is due on Friday. And then at the beginning of March, we transition to essays. The first module looks the same as the paragraph modules. You'll have a discussion board on Monday, quiz on Wednesday, and then on Friday you'll have your paragraph revision due, and you'll also have the composition connect due. And I'll give you more information about the paragraph revision assignment later. And then we transition to essays, and the schedule changes a little bit, but it'll quickly become routine as well. So on the first Monday, you're going to have a discussion board. On Wednesday, you'll have an exercise. On Friday, you'll have an outline. The exercise will help you create the outline. And then the following Wednesday, you'll have a quiz. Nothing due on Monday to give you time to work on your essay. And on Friday, you'll have the essay due. Module 8 starts right after spring break, and it follows a very similar pattern with the compare-contrast essay. You'll have the discussion board. You'll have an exercise on Wednesday, then you'll have an outline due on that Friday, and composition connect will be due. You'll see that there are 3 weeks in between here. That way I'm having you do the composition connect on the same day as your outline instead of the same day as your essays. It should help you balance your workload a little bit. The following Monday, there's nothing. Then Wednesday is the quiz. Friday is the compare-contrast essay. And we follow the same pattern for Module 9. Just have a discussion board the first Monday, exercises the first Wednesday, your outline and composition connect the first Friday, quiz the second Wednesday, and the essay due that Friday. And then the last module is just kind of finishing up. You'll have your essay revision, your final composition connect due on Friday, April 30th, and your final exam will be online on Monday, May 3rd. I put it right in the middle since online exams don't have specified exam dates. I just kind of put it in the middle of the exam period. And you can do the composition connect early as long as I have it up. So you may want to start doing those ahead of time, and that way you will be you won't have all of this due at the same time at the end of the semester. So that's the end of our syllabus. Let's go back over here to modules. And the next thing is the course overview PowerPoint, and we'll go through this kind of quickly because a lot of it is very similar to what we just went over in the syllabus, but different people have different learning styles, and so I like to kind of go through it in a different way if that's something that will help for you. Okay, so here's your course overview. So what is basic English skills? We cover the basics of writing skills, including grammar mechanics, punctuation like comma usage, writing strong paragraphs, and essay writing in multiple styles. The potential topics for the class are nearly endless. English is a really, really big umbrella. So to make it easier for everyone, I customized some of the specific topics for each class, and as I said before, I use your diagnostic paragraphs to do this. So why do you want to take this class? Well, in a digital world, writing is something we do every day. So, things like resumes, cover letters, Facebook posts, emails, those all involve writing in a way that you want to be understood. Being able to write in an acceptable way makes you far more likely to be successful. According to one survey, 82% of employers list communication skills as a priority. And in a different survey, 73% of employers prioritize, meaning they're more likely to hire candidates with strong writing skills, regardless of the industry. So writing well makes you able to better communicate your ideas. It allows you to sell yourself better, and it helps you to be taken more seriously as a person. So we talked about the modules here. We didn't really talk about them. Yeah, we did. So you have your course orientation, composition basics, then we have what we talked about in the syllabus. You have a descriptive, narrative, definition, compare, contrast, and persuasive paragraph modules. We have a transition to essays. Then we have descriptive, narrative, essays, compare, contrast essays, and persuasive, argumentative essays. We kind of combining some types of rhetorical modes here because you do tend to use these in pairs, and we'll talk more about that later. And then your final module is your revision module and final exam. So in each module, you will have a document, just a start page, that contains the goals for the module, a to-do list, and due dates. We talked about that earlier. Modules are usually comprised of a start page, a walkthrough video, PowerPoint presentations, assigned reading, visual lectures, and assignments sorted for you by due date. The assignments in this class, you have paragraphs that should be 12 to 15 sentences long on an assigned mode or type of writing. You'll have quizzes on the PowerPoints for the week. These are open book, open note, and meant to help you focus on the most important information in the module. Discussion board posts are due very early, normally the first real day of each module, of 150 to 200 words, and they're meant to help you do some brainstorming and connect with your peers. Responding to a peer's post is required. You also have exercises in the 3 essay modules to help you develop ideas for your outlines. Outlines are meant to help you organize your ideas and make the essay writing process easier. They also help you to focus on structure, which is often, a lot of times when people struggle with writing, 90% of it is having difficulty with organizing ideas. And by taking the time to organize those ideas ahead of time, you're able to be a better writer with a lot less effort. And you have revisions where you'll apply my feedback from a previous draft, including making any changes to grammar or mechanics noted on the original draft. And finally, you'll have the Composition Connect program, which is the adaptive program we talked about. It's due in 7 parts every 2 weeks or so. Here is the grading information put in a slightly different way and how much the breakdown of each set of points is. The schedule, we start with the paragraph modules, which are normally 1 week long, and on Mondays you have the discussion board, Wednesdays quizzes, and Fridays the writing assignment. And then you and your essay modules, they're normally 2 weeks. The first Monday is the discussion board. On Wednesday you have quizzes or exercises, and Friday you have writing assignments. My late policy, this is the makeup policy that we talked about in the syllabus. Monday assignments are due Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays, but life happens, so we have grace periods built in. There are 2 dates in Canvas for most assignment, the due date and the available date. The grace period is the difference between the due date and the available date. That's normally 48 hours. Any assignments submitted within the grace period are not considered late. No points are taken off, and you don't have to explain it to me unless you just want to. And after the grace period, special permission must be obtained to submit work late, and there will be a 10% grade deduction per day. So isn't this all on the syllabus? Yep. But everyone learns differently, and presenting the same information in a different way might make it easier for someone to understand. So a visual learner might struggle to see something, see it written on the syllabus in a block of text. But they might be easier to see it broken down with different colors like this. So I try to have things in different forms for different kinds of learners. Course navigation, please access your course materials through the modules tab. In previous classes, you could access it in other tabs. That doesn't seem to be the case here, thankfully. So that'll eliminate a lot of confusion. If you do access it from one of the other tabs, it won't be in the order you need it, and it might be outdated because sometimes I copy information from one class to the next. And then I make changes in the modules for that class. And I might use something as a basis. And you don't want to accidentally access outdated information. What's in the modules is going to be what you need. So some tips for success. Definitely read the instructions for each assignment. Assignments that don't follow the instructions may get a 0. Do check out the rubrics before you start your assignments. Plan ahead. It is tempting to wait until the last minute, but it's really not a good idea. Technology likes to misbehave at the worst possible time. And stress rarely leads to better writing. In fact, it often leads to worse writing. My email address is hcompanion@jsu.edu, and I have student hours, and I'm more responsive during those. If you email me and I don't get back to you within 78 or 72 hours, 3 days, please email me again and let me know. I promise I wasn't ignoring you. More than likely, I didn't get it or it got lost in a folder. So I won't be upset or anything. I won't think you're being pushy. Just be like, hey, I sent you an email a few days ago, but you didn't respond. So I'm sending it to you again. And don't be afraid to contact me about anything you need help with. I'd much rather take the extra time to help you than give you a bad grade. I really don't like giving bad grades unless I have to. And if you need help, here are some options for you. This is about to time out. You can email me, schedule a tutoring session, or log on with tutor.com. And if you need more information,